Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mugs.
It's them young ones that come.
Yeah.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss.
The cameras were rolling, the lights were blinding, and the tension in the room felt like a storm about to break. In the world of celebrity drama, where one wrong move can destroy reputations overnight, whispers were already flying faster than a trending hashtag. Reports, unconfirmed but spreading like wildfire, claimed that former NFL legend and outspoken sports analyst Shannon Sharpe had been shown the door in a shocking behind-the-scenes shakeup. But just when fans thought the headlines couldn't get any messier, comedian Katt allegedly decided to turn the situation into his own stage, delivering what onlookers are calling a merciless, jaw-dropping roast that had people gasping, laughing, and cringing all at once. According to chatter swirling across social media, this wasn't just comedy, it was personal. Witnesses say Katt's words cut deeper than a late-night tabloid headline, and Shannon's reaction, well, let's just say it might have changed the whole dynamic between the two forever. Was this the result of years of quiet resentment? Or was Katt simply seizing a moment to remind the world he's the king of unfiltered truth? As these explosive claims ripple through the entertainment world, one question burns in everyone's mind. Did Shannon Sharpe just experience the most public humiliation of his career? The stage was already set for chaos before anyone even realized it. Shannon Sharpe, the larger-than-life sports commentator with a voice that could fill an arena, had been riding high on years of public success. He was the guy who seemed untouchable. Sharp, suits, sharper opinions, and an army of loyal fans who loved his raw honesty. But in the entertainment world, loyalty is a fickle thing, and just as quickly as the crowd can cheer your name, it can turn into whispers in the dark. It all began with rumors, not the kind that fade after a day, but the ones that snowball into an avalanche. Creative differences, they called it in the official statements, but social media wasn't buying it. Fans claimed something much darker had been brewing behind closed doors. Personality clashes, heated off-camera arguments, and a few too. Many unfiltered moments that allegedly didn't sit well with the network brass. Shannon's departure was abrupt, almost surgical. One day, he was at the desk, breaking down game highlights with his trademark grin, and the next, silence. No farewell episode, no heartfelt goodbye to fans, just a neatly worded press release that left more questions than answers. And while some might have expected his friends in the industry to rally around him, one very unpredictable man, apparently had other plans.
For that, but I just wished of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
Enter Katt, the razor-tongued comedian who never met a controversy he didn't like. The man who could turn a grocery store receipt into a comedy bit and make it sting. The streets were buzzing with claims that Katt saw Shannon's firing as the perfect opportunity to settle an old score, one that the public barely even knew existed. If you believe the online chatter, Shannon and Katt had crossed paths years ago at an awards after-party. The details are murky, but insiders whisper about a heated exchange over a mutual friend. Something about a joke that went too far, and a glare that could have cut glass. Since then, they'd kept their distance. But the tension lingered, like smoke after a fire. So when the news of Shannon's exit hit, some say Katt didn't just see a headline, he saw an opening. And according to alleged eyewitnesses, he took it with both hands. The setting? An invite-only charity gala in downtown Atlanta. The guest list was a who's who of athletes, comedians, and power players. But it wasn't the luxury cars or the champagne that stole the night. It was Katt stepping onto a small stage, microphone in hand, and delivering what witnesses describe as a 30-minute masterclass in public humiliation. They say karma don't use GPS. Katt allegedly began, pacing slowly across the stage. But in your case, Shannon, it found you with pinpoint accuracy. The crowd reportedly went silent, half in shock, half waiting for the punchline. Katt didn't make them wait long. You sat there for years, he continued, telling everybody how the game should be played, how people should act. And now look at you, benched by your own team. Ain't that poetic? Some say Shannon, who was seated near the front, shifted uncomfortably in his chair. Others claim he tried to laugh it off, but the tension was palpable. Then Katt allegedly went deeper, bringing up moments from Shannon's career, from his NFL days to his TV run. "You've been flexing them rings and that suit collection for so long, I'm starting to think you forgot what the locker room smell like," he quipped, earning nervous laughter from the audience. Witnesses swear that Katt's tone wasn't playful. It was surgical. Every line was crafted to land like a heavyweight punch. Reactions were instant and polarized. On one side, there were the people laughing so hard they spilled their drinks, claiming Katt was just doing what Katt does best. On the other, friends of Shannon allegedly shot daggers from across the room, some even murmuring that Katt had crossed the line. One guest, who claims to have been seated just 2 tables away, described it as watching someone strip the paint off a wall. Slow, deliberate, and a little painful. The tension hit its peak when Katt allegedly leaned forward, locked eyes with Shannon, and said, "You thought you were irreplaceable. But the truth is, there's always someone younger, louder, and cheaper waiting to take your spot." Gasps. Literal gasps. According to one source, Shannon's jaw tightened, his hands balled into fists under the table, and his eyes glistened, not from laughter.
I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
The night didn't end there. Word has it that Shannon left early, skipping the post-event. Mingling entirely, within hours, snippets of Katt's alleged roast started hitting social media, clipped from shaky phone videos and captioned with phrases like "Shannon got cooked" and "somebody check on him." Hashtags trended. Memes flooded Twitter and Instagram. One particularly brutal meme compared Shannon's firing to getting sacked in the 4th quarter with no timeouts left.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Another showed Katt holding a frying pan with the caption, "Cooking with premium ingredients." But here's where it gets even messier. Sources claim that later that night, Shannon called a close friend and vented for nearly an hour, saying, "Katt had waited for this moment and made a fool out of me in front of the whole industry." And as if that wasn't enough fuel for the fire, rumors began swirling that producers from multiple talk shows had reached out to Katt, offering him spots to discuss the incident.
Didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter, so I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Major, what he went through, Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out, and you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you, coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty, 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 guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
If true, that would mean Katt could turn this alleged humiliation into a media victory lap. Just when people thought the story was settling into predictable celebrity beef territory, an unexpected twist allegedly emerged. A tabloid claimed that Katt's roast was not spontaneous at all. It had been planned weeks in advance. According to the piece, Katt had caught wind of Shannon's troubles with the network before the public did, and he'd been crafting the perfect set ever since. If that's true, this wasn't just a comedian taking a shot. It was a calculated takedown. The article even suggested that a mutual acquaintance had fed Katt inside details about Shannon's firing, making the jokes hit harder because they were laced with private truths. Whether or not those details were accurate, the possibility made fans look at the roast in a whole new light. Behind the scenes, the alleged fallout was intense. Sources close to Shannon's family said his sister was furious and wanted him to set the record straight immediately. A few of Shannon's former teammates supposedly reached out to check on him, with one telling reporters, "Shannon's a tough dude, but that had to sting." Meanwhile, fans of Katt were doubling down, calling the roast legendary and praising him for keeping it real. And so, the night that began as a glittering celebration ended in a storm of whispers, hashtags, and endless speculation. What was supposed to be a simple charity gala has now been immortalized as the stage for one of the most talked about public takedowns in recent memory. Katt Williams walked away grinning, basking in the viral spotlight, while Shannon Sharpe slipped quietly into the night, leaving fans and industry insiders to dissect every word, every glance, every flicker of emotion caught on camera. In the days that followed, the story only grew. Podcast hosts debated whether Katt's roast was comedic genius or a personal vendetta. Social media users took sides, with some calling it legendary entertainment and others branding it, straight up, bullying. And through it all,
It started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline is going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me that I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.